Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FTS podcast, Friends Talking Shop. We're hitting episode 12, amazingly enough, and I think we're well on our way to 100. I think this is a freight train that's not stopping. I am your host, Dave, and hopefully I sound okay. I'm off location, but I'm doing the best I can. And joining me, as always,
he's in a space station.
I'm in hiding. Also joining me is Josh. Josh, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Good to be here. Episode 12, a dozen in the can, or almost in the can, 11 in the can. We're getting to the can, whatever that means. I heard that's some Hollywood term, can.
Yeah, and we have a little bit of difference. Josh is actually doing the recording, so this may be the famous 12th lost episode, similar to our number one lost episode.
Hey, I pushed record. I was told to push record. I did it, and then we're off to the races.
All right. And then also joining us from not a car or moving location, actually sitting in a chair, which is rare. Maybe not for the entire podcast. We'll see. Is Omar? Omar, how are you doing today?
Do you guys know that? Do you guys like hide when you're on Zoom calls or these kinds of calls? Do you hide?
No.
Your self view, so you can't see yourself?
No, in fact, I put my self view most prominent.
Really?
Do you?
Yeah, I put it.
Setting?
I do. In Zoom you can change where the boxes are, and I always put myself right underneath my camera, so it makes me look like I'm looking at everyone. I find that I'm looking with my eyes up when I do that, and I also can see if I'm, almost like monitoring myself in a weird way.
Well, that's a good question. Is when you're on a Zoom call, what percent do you think you look at yourself versus everybody else?
Oh, 70-30.
Yeah, I'm like 95-5.
Yeah.
98.
That's not surprising to me.
Yeah,
I think it's got to be. I was going to say well over 50, but yeah, it might be 75. I don't know, 95. That's
high.
Are you even paying attention? Yeah. What are you looking at right now?
I guess the interesting question from there is, can people tell when you are just looking at yourself? I guess no one can even tell.
No, you can't.
Incredible.
I'm a little self-conscious because every once in a while I'll like.
Well, you tend to have very long nose hairs.
Well, yeah, I try to trim those.
You also have very big nostrils.
Yeah,
but like in a cute way.
Yeah. But
Listen,
don't think about it.
Yeah, well, you made my whole Zoom experience so much worse right now, Omar. Thank you.
Well, I was saying usually I hide self-view, but my hair is just peaking right now, and I just love how.
So that was the genesis of that comment.
I'm in a very, very charitable, good mood.
Yeah, it sounds like it based on your last comments about my nostrils.
My dad has long nose hairs too, and I love him.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
That's not helping. Yeah. Now let's just catch up to date from the episode 11. We had kind of a cliffhanger. Is that at the end of the episode, Omar had a date that he was going to meet, and tell us how great was your experience with your date?
How'd that turn out?
Yeah, I forgot.
You want to give us an update?
I forgot we were going to talk about that. That is funny. No, it never happened. She was a bit miffed that I was late because of a podcast. And
this is art influencing real life.
Like, I can't. She didn't know me that well. She goes, "If you're a podcast guy, I'm not dating a podcast guy." So
she didn't say that.
She said she alluded to that in her text, or no, when she called me. Like when I called her, I should say.
When she told you that she wasn't showing up. When she told you she wasn't.
I'm much more than a podcast guy, right? I'm a person.
Yeah.
Well, guy insinuates person. Podcast person.
I'm a human.
Yeah.
As John Legend. John Legend would
you
say.
should have her listen to the podcast, and then she'd realize that you're really not a podcast guy, but she might be less impressed. I don't know.
Well played.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah,
this
it
podcast,
was. Go on, David.
Sorry that we've impacted your life, Omar. Although
that's my commitment I have to this show.
Right.
Well, you say that, but the beginning of it was you in a car. Coming in and out of range.
I listened to the podcast. It sounded like I was OJ, like Al Simmons.
Yeah.
Whatever that guy's name was.
Yeah. What was the guy's name that took him in the Ford Bronco? Al something. Oh my God. I remember where I was that day. I remember exactly where I was when that happened. That's like one of those JFK shootings for like our generation. It was like you Al Callens. You knew exactly where I was. I was in Camden Yards because it was brand new. You'll like this, Omar. I was right in your hometown of Baltimore. I was at Camden Yards at an Orioles game, and I'm with a bunch of friends, and the guy behind us was listening on his a radio of some sort, because it was before iPhones.
Yeah, it's boombox.
Yeah, Walkman, something like that, a Walkman, or you know what I mean. And he's going, "Oh my God, OJ is fleeing. He's going," and he's describing it out loud, and I'm going, "What? This guy's kidding." I thought this guy was bullshitting everybody. I thought he was just screwing around and trying to mess everyone. Sure enough, we got home. We went back to my buddy's house to watch the Knicks game, because if you remember, the Knicks playoffs I think it was the Knicks Rockets. I don't remember who it was, but they put like the game in a small little box in the corner, and the police chase in the big screen. It was unbelievable.
Well, there's a 30 for 30, I think, episode that talks about all the things that happened that day. It's like, I think the title of the show is that date. It was whatever.
Oh, really?
13th. Okay. Because there was like not the Masters. There's a big golf tournament going on. And there was the NBA Finals. There was like soccer. There was like 5 or 6 things that happened all that day. So I think it's a 30 for 30 if I recall correctly.
It was crazy. Yeah, but that's one of those days that's a memory burn.
Do you know what's morbid is my kids asked, why was it so fascinating to watch the car, being chased? But then I thought, well, because he was such a celebrity and everything was going on. And but then I realized, I think we were all watching it. I didn't really think about it. It's because we thought we're going to see, he probably shoot himself in the car, right? Like, I think that was what we were waiting to see, right?
There was a gun in the car, and if you remember, he was in the back seat, not even in the seat, I think on the floor of the back, and he had the gun in the car. And he claimed he was having Al take him to his wife's grave or his mother's grave. I can't remember exactly, but it was some story like that. But if you remember correctly too, and I think this is accurate, up until that point, no one was really sure if OJ did it. And this was like mind-blowing, the fact that he was running. We're like, why is OJ running? What is he doing?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess I forgot that too.
Yeah.
Have you guys noticed that my mustache is like much more full? I haven't cut it in a long time. Does it look different to you?
You know, it's funny. I was just about to say that in the middle of our OJ conversation. Yeah, no, I wasn't going to say that at all. Yes, it looks much fuller. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to hear?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say that you lowballed your how long I look at myself on Zoom. I think you're more like 99.9. We're talking about a beheading of a stabbing of a wife and boyfriend, and you're focused on the mustache and how Steve Harvey-ish it is.
Listen, it's a glove. If the glove don't fit.
Well, if it makes you happy, you're much hairier than normal. Is that?
That's what he wants to hear. It's exactly what he wants to hear.
All right. Well, in this podcast, if you're not familiar, each of us will come up with a topic that we haven't rehearsed before, and we talk about it amongst ourselves, and we try to come to some conclusion. We're always open to getting suggestions from you all. That I think we've had about 200 downloads so far, so that's
over
200 unique. Is it? So that probably is.
Dave, you got to pump the numbers so it seems bigger than it is. Now everyone just heard that and went, "That's it." And what if they're one of those 200? They're going, "Oh my God, no one's listening to this thing."
No, edit. We'll edit.
Did you mean 200,000? You meant 200,000.
I did. Everything is. It's like an accounting, financial statement. I assumed the thousands. Yeah, 200,000 listeners. Anyway, so feel free to give us send us an email with a question if you want to. Our email address is friends@fts.media.
I love it.
Just strange. Friends@fts.media. We don't roll with .coms or .nets. It's .media. All right. So let's get started. Omar, you seem like you want to talk. Do you want to go first today, Omar?
I can go first. Sure. I never go first. So.
What?
What? I don't know. I'm acting like Josh. So So I'm actually having a glass of wine. So this is to Ariel, a 5 o'clock glass of wine. This felt right.
Can you say stuff that makes sense to people who are listening?
I'm sorry. I'm jabbering or gibbering. So my topic, I thought about the email we got last week about the female topics, and I'm like, okay, I think I have something that is interesting. Something that I sort of obsess over, as you guys know, and some people know, is like my skincare routine. Right? So
hold on.
What?
We don't know your skincare routine.
Yes, I think you do.
No, I
told
don't.
you about it.
Yeah, just because you told me about it doesn't mean I processed that and remembered it. That's right out the second you told me.
Let's quiz Josh on what he remembers. So what do you think is Omar's skincare routine?
I'm gonna say he takes Jergens and sprays it all over his face. Jergens, you heard me. And then rubs it in, but not to where it's gone, so you can still see it. and then he runs headfirst into a brick wall. Am I right or no?
Is he close?
Am I close?
Wait a second.
I would have guessed there's at least 3 or 4 different lotions being used here.
Yeah.
Well, the over/under is going to be 3.
The over. And David, thank you. And it wasn't more about this. It wasn't as much about the specifics of my skincare routine, but just that I'm someone who's known as taking care of their skin, especially as know me that way, right? And I talked to each of you about your moisturizer and your face and how each of you independently, as I do with many people.
Oh my God, I remember now. You carry that little jar with you.
Thank you. Many jars, but yes.
Yes, that little, yes, okay.
And you remember you put it on and you loved it.
It was gross. I love it. It was disgusting.
So my point is
felt weird.
Do you think, like, I love when I meet people, I love to crack through the facade of the bullshit conversations and to get into the essence of who they are as a person. And one of the more effective ways to do it is sort of like just talk about random things that are just, whatever. And like one thing for me, I do talk to them something about is their skin and whether they have dry skin and how they can take care of their skin.
Okay.
Now, I've done that a few times, and generally speaking, people enjoy it. But someone the other day said to me that was really rude, and I offended the person. So I'm not going to stop doing that. And it was a longer conversation about my lack of sensitivity, and I felt like I was talking to a millennial, so I just sort of walked away.
Can I ask what you said specifically that you thought was okay that they took offense to? Do you remember the line?
How I said it was a guy.
Yeah.
I said
a guy you knew or did not know?
No, I didn't know him.
Okay, go ahead.
I said.
Was he a burn victim?
Was he a burn victim?
No, that's not funny. No,
he's not funny.
Yeah, that's not.
No. Not funny.
I said to him,
I go, would that be offensive?
I go, how old are you? He goes, I'm in my low 30s, like 32. And I'm like, how does someone who's 32 years old's face look like Tommy Lee Jones?
Oh my God, I don't understand how he got offended. That's so weird. I don't understand that. It's such a kind thing to say to someone you don't know.
Well, it was funny.
Yeah, it's fun. It was.
Well, here's the topic that I think we're hitting on with the nostrils and the nose hairs and the Tommy Lee Jones skin is this idea if you say something that you think is funny, it's okay as long as it's funny. I have known to have said that in my family, that it's okay as long as it's funny, and I feel like that's a guide that we've probably generally lived with, and I don't know if that's right.
Well, tell that to Will Smith, because he didn't think it was all that funny, even though everyone else did. Omar.
Yeah.
That stuff is acceptable when it's someone you know and have a relationship with. You don't know this. If you said that, like what you said to me about my nostrils, okay, that's funny, and I'm cool with it.
Were we even recording then?
No. Yeah, we were recording. It's on.
I don't know if I said that, by the way. I don't think we were recording, so I don't.
So you're saying, let me back up a second.
Yeah.
that if we weren't recording, you would deny saying it. Is that what I just heard?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I would say
yeah.
maybe it didn't come out that way.
But you called a guy you didn't know who was 30 years old. You said his face basically looked like a catcher's mitt.
Yeah, I mean, look, you guys know this. Whenever I meet anyone who's South Asian, especially a man, the first thing I say to him is I go, "What's up, Banchot?" And do you know what Banchot means?
No, I don't. But it sounds
Banchot
awful.
It's a very vulgar term. There's Madachot and Banchot. Madachot means mother effer.
Yeah.
Okay. And Banchot means, which I think is worse, means sister effer.
You think they're both bad. I don't know how you figure one's worse than the other.
My only point is I've probably done that 20 times. And every time I've done it, the person loves it and starts dying laughing. It's hilarious.
Because there's an inside type of humor there where only they know that
the guy knew who Tommy Lee Jones is.
That's different. You're taking a small group of people and giving an inside joke that no one else within earshot would know what the hell you're talking about. And they appreciate it because they go, you know that, it's funny, and it's very clear that you're telling me that in a humorous, sarcastic way.
Okay. I see where you're going with this.
Every person knows who Tommy Lee Jones is. And it's not like you can just say it because he's a white guy. You can say it to a white dude.
Yeah. That is, by the way, if you had to make a reference of the worst skincare, Tommy Lee Jones is a good one.
Tommy Lee Jones is a real good one.
Poll. Yeah.
Or maybe like Otis Nixon.
By the way, just to be clear, after I made that comment, I gave him lots of tips about what to do.
Yeah, see, again, maybe had you started with the tips and then got to know him, then work your way to the Tommy Lee Jones sarcastic humor, it would have been better accepted.
Oh, yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did he appreciate your tips? I mean, was he like, please stop, and was he like hiding his face?
I know. I think that person, and I guess, he doesn't care for me very much.
Yes, of course not.
But maybe he'll start using moisturizer now because of it. And if that's the case, then it's a win-win.
You hit him in the face and then handed him frozen peas, and you're wondering why he didn't thank you for the peas.
No, but it could get him to actually take his skincare seriously.
No, you completely discredited yourself off the bat. You are no longer a trustworthy source.
You've worked on the outside, but you've hurt the inside. You need to work on the inside. You're very outside focused.
This is insanity. This conversation is crazy.
So there was a second part to this.
There's a second part?
Yeah. Well, it's
He
sort of an
insulted
output.
his wife too.
Did you murder his cousin?
No. It's an output of the skincare routine then, because it happens to me a lot. And honestly, and Dave and I have had these rigged contests about who looks younger. But my point is women think I'm a lot younger than I am, and I'm beginning to just start accepting that I'm that age. Now, is that bad? Like, when do you correct someone? Like, because I don't like saying I'm 50. I like saying I'm 40.
Yeah, I know you like saying it, but it's a lie.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I know people who met under other lies, including age discrepancies.
And they're
And
they're good.
Yeah.
Have they come clean?
Both couples are still married.
And they've come clean.
Yeah.
And when did they come clean? After kids and 10 years of marriage?
One of them came clean.
Because that's tougher. That's tougher
No,
to
the
break
only
away
reason
from.
how she found out is because they were on a vacation together, like in South America. They hadn't got married yet, and the guy got really, really sick, and so she had to go to the hospital like with his license. And so when she gives his license, they ask her what his birthday is. She's like, it's blah 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 blah, 70.
And you're like, no.
They're like, that's not what this says. Like, what do you mean? It was like 70. So he lied about
Wow.
it. And they still got married. They have 2 kids together. They're very happy.
Okay, you know what I'll say? Let me ask you a question. Do you think this is analogous? So what about someone who wears like a toupee? Like a dude who wears a toupee?
No, because they're trying. That's completely
Hold on. And then they have a relationship but never tells the other person that it's fake hair. And at what point is it a lie, or what point do you have to reveal something like that? I don't know. See what I'm saying? Is that similar, or am I off base, or those are two very different things, two different lies?
Well, before the wedding, I would think, but I would think it would naturally come up unless it was a very quick engagement. But I think there is some comparison to that.
Right?
You're lying about your hair.
You're lying about your hair.
age. You're yeah. I don't know. Like, are you asking like what date does this come out or?
No, I'm trying to figure out like what's appropriate or what's right to do. I guess with a toupee, if you never say anything, are you
Right.
still
You haven't
lying?
Right.
With age, you're obviously saying something. You're putting a foot forward and saying, no, I'm this age when you're really not. With the toupee, it's like, hey, I'm wearing a toupee. It's the same thing as wearing like I guess like Spanx or something like that, isn't it? You have to reveal that.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that
I
the
think
same thing or no? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not the same thing.
No,
What
Omar?
are Spanx?
I think it is the same thing.
What are
Very similar.
Spanx? Do you really not know what Spanx are?
I don't. I imagine it's something to do with hair.
No, no.
No. I don't
They're
know
like,
Spanx.
okay, I'm gonna get this horribly wrong, but what I think they are they're like an undergarment that packs it all in.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
almost
It's
like a
garter
modern,
belt, but it's elastic.
yeah, a modern day
Or not a
corset.
garter belt, a bustier.
Not a- yeah,
corset.
Corset.
Okay.
A modern day corset.
Tony Corset.
Tony corset.
But you're right. If you in fact, I think if you had a toupee, didn't say anything, and then you're found out, and they say you should have told me, you almost could say like, why are you making that such a big deal? Like you could almost turn that around to like talk about how shallow the other person is. But if you actively lie about your age and say you're 40 and you're really 50, that's different. I think that's a different.
What if you have a birthmark and put like cover up on it? Is that the same thing as wearing a toupee?
By the
I
way,
don't know.
I think that we're all getting to the point in our lives where like I can say I don't even identify with an age. So, and any other thing is like, it triggers me. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be my new thing.
Listen, Omar, if someone asks you your age, you have to say, you got to be honest. You can't. It's okay for you not even to discuss it.
No. I don't.
What if they say? But when you
actively say that I'm younger.
I know, but you implied, I'm sorry, that if you were on a date and the woman said, you look like you're 40, you would just go with it.
Yeah, I want to start doing that.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Start.
I just want to make sure I understood and heard you correctly.
They start.
No, I haven't. I have not. No, I have not. I've never, there's no one I've ever been with who thinks I'm younger than I say I am.
So can I just add to this? So I have definitely been someone that if someone sees me, I still get it today, and I definitely look older.
Here we go.
I will regularly.
We got what's it? Dorian Gray over here. Okay, come on.
I am older than Omar, and I think people will actively say this is rigged competition. It's not rigged. I look younger than Omar.
You do.
That's some source of frustration.
Wait, he does.
Wait, for the record, Josh, your credibility in this conversation is pretty close
Why?
to zero for
Why?
several reasons.
Listen, it's not because of taking care of yourself or whatever. Dave just has a baby face. You have to admit that. He just does. I have a buddy of mine who we still make fun of him that he doesn't even shave. I mean, it's like, he looks like he's 12 years old. And he's 47, just like the rest of us.
Website, and we're a picture of all three of us, and people can vote for who looks youngest.
No, that's fine.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Get a baseball cap. I'll take you.
Do we have a website, by the way?
No, we do not have
an email address, friends@fts.media.
we do not have a website. We do not have a website. Yeah.
But I do think that I've lived my whole life looking younger than my age. And
yes.
There's a comedian one time that's talked about that. That's you should have seen when I was in high school. They'd be like, look at a little baby walking down the street.
Right.
I don't remember exactly when it like dawned on me but it was definitely when I started my career, it became a problem. Like
yes.
It was now people didn't take me seriously, or they'd hear me on the phone. I'd show up and you could see like it was off-putting for people. So then it became like a problem. But now that it's as I get older, it's certainly not. I love it, but I almost feel younger because of it. And I don't know if that's everyone feels younger. If I feel like I have the mind of a 25-year-old. Everyone says that. but I sort of feel like I there's a part of me that doesn't grow up because I just people just sort of tell me I look younger. Do you feel that way at all? Omar, do you like, does that also then influence how you people tell you you're younger, that you act younger or you feel
No,
younger?
no, I do behave very, my energy. I've been told that. It also includes me being incredibly impatient and self-centered as well. That's why they think I'm younger, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Interesting. I definitely act younger. I feel younger. I still can't believe that I'm the age I am. It's very weird. It's like you don't even realize that you are. I still feel like I could go to college. I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't do all the late night stuff like I could. I understand my limitations now, but I still feel like I could go to college. I still would love to go back to college. It'd be amazing.
I choose my mornings over my evenings now.
Yes. Oh, this is so funny you bring this up, and this is a topic for another show. But we just had a conversation because we're trying to plan our family vacation, and we talked about. My wife brought up like, oh, this place, I like it, but it doesn't have much of a nightlife. I'm like, nightlife? What are you talking about? First of all, well, I just want the day. I'm all about the day. If the day is awesome, I'll have dinner, go to bed.
All right, then I think you've answered my question. I think it's a hard no.
I just listen.
That's not the oldest thing I've ever heard.
You have dinner. You get your steak at 5:00. You watch your Matlock. You go to bed. That's what us normal 25-year-olds do.
You have dessert. Go for a walk.
You have
you can walk off some of the dessert.
You have your ablutions.
Yeah,
that's right.
Oh
so
my God.
What was the topic that we were sorting around?
His skincare nonsense.
Yeah. And you look hairy.
I don't know. I think it's if someone doesn't take care of their skin, to me that's a red flag, man.
I don't know what that means. I mean, look, I wash my face every day twice. I don't do any moisturizers or any creams or any of that nonsense. I wash my face twice a day. That's my routine.
At what times? Morning and evening?
Yeah, so in the morning when I shower, and then always right before I go to bed, I always wash my face.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You don't do that?
Well, when I shower, but before bed, no. But I have heard, that if you feel stressed, if you splash water in your face, there's like a real rejuvenating effect of water, and so I will do that. But I don't necessarily. But when it's time for bed, I sort of find myself going right from the couch to bed.
So Josh and I were on a business trip once, very loosely defining business, in Europe. And Josh is with somebody who at the time works for him.
Dave knows him. The guy is clearly super intoxicated, and he would not stop. He was annoying, very annoying.
Gibberish.
Don't say names.
I would not say names. Anyway, my point is, I looked at Josh, and Josh is like, gave me the signal it was okay to do it.
No, I didn't. No, you just did it.
Yeah, I basically grabbed a full glass of water and poured it over the guy's head as he was talking.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know. He didn't do anything. Yeah, he didn't react. He didn't.
No. He was kind of in shock. He was kind of just in shock. I mean, I don't know if that's ever been done to you. It's never been done to me, but I would be like, what? That's just wild.
That is once again. I think the topic here is not. It's insulting people.
Yeah, it's
Omar hurts people.
But Josh, please give David your perspective on what was going on that evening and whether that was a thing to do.
I did not get upset with it.
Yeah, it's like I talked to Josh afterwards. I'm like, Josh,
it kind of stopped the whole problem.
It did.
You put the fire.
You put the fire out.
If it was like Coca-Cola or something, or a glass of wine,
that would have been wrong.
Much bigger thing. Water's fine. By the way, I don't think he remembers it because anyway. My point is, I agree with the cold water. It has very amazing effects on someone's face.
That's your connection. Yes, never mind.
If it's
unreal.
Propelled, it's soothing. Assisted, it's dampening.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's different. So. All right. Well, I hope, Omar, that you've learned to pick your insults carefully, and maybe that's something to learn from. But unless it's funny, then if it's funny, I think we can all agree it's fine.
We let it go.
Insults. Funny insults are fine. Josh, you want to go next? I'll go.
Yeah, it's funny, Omar. You said you picked your topic based on the email that we got. I did as well. So maybe we're going to have our first almost all female relatable show.
Maybe.
We'll see
Let's not put any pressure on.
We'll see what Dave says. I don't know what his topic is, but
yeah.
So I thought
menopause,
about.
So we're good.
It's menopause. Oh, jeez. Great. Mine's menopause. Now I got to switch it up. We got that email and I thought about it and I went through my list of topics, some of the ones I wanted to bring up, and I went, you know what, this is a really good one that I think is more relatable. Let's put it that way, a lot more relatable. So I want some self-awareness here. I want to get some self-perspective. Let's put it that way. So I'm getting not yelled at, but I'm getting the stink eye from my wife and some comments for something I do often, and I just want to make sure that I'm not being an asshole or is
the N-word in it?
No, there's no use of the N-word. That's I
wanted to make sure that was one fork.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I think a lot of listeners are probably thinking that's where this story was going.
Yeah, I thought yes. Did you mention her and Tommy Lee Jones at any point?
It's this part of the story is Tommy Lee Jones. It's tangential to Tommy Lee Jones. Yes.
Okay.
So anyway, so look, here's something I do, and I have a little bit of OCD, and I'm definitely a very efficient person. A lot of things I do are just secondhand efficient things to do, for example, and I don't know how to describe how I do it. For example, like I'll give you a quick one. Like in the morning when I'm going to take a shower, I will turn on the shower right as I'm starting to brush my teeth because I know that it takes approximately the 2 minutes that I brush for the shower to get nice and hot like I want it. So in other words,
do you live in a barn?
No.
It takes 2 minutes for your water to get hot?
Well, you know what I mean. It's not hot immediately. You know, I don't have whatever the hell
Josh
gizmo you have.
Josh lives in the barn that Rocky trained in, like Rocky 4 in Drago. Like
his kids
Russia.
are carrying buckets of water.
That's good knowledge. He did train in a barn, and he had that big thing where he lifted his wife and his it was in Russia. Serbia. It was in Russia.
Well, yeah.
And by the way, maybe one of the best musical pieces
montages
when he's training. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Does that get you pumped or what? That's awesome.
Like,
anyway,
is there a rooster in this scenario, Josh?
There's no rooster in this scenario.
Do you have to light any lanterns?
I don't have to light any lanterns. So here's what I do. That's about efficiency. And there's little things that get on my nerves. That are little things here's one of them. And Omar's walking away, of course.
Yep.
Can you
sit in the chair the whole
Can
time.
you hear this, Omar? Can you hear what I'm saying? Because you're not going to be able to respond to me if you can't hear this.
I can hear you. I can hear
All
what
right.
you said. I'm just getting some wine.
All right. So
one of us has to be Lou. You guys are, I'm adding some flavor to today's podcast.
I'm a little bit of a psycho when it comes to the dishwasher. Okay.
You're over my house for dinner. That's for damn sure.
You cut out.
He said it was a very canned joke that could have related to anything. I don't remember ever doing dishes at your house. But anyway, so I'm a little bit of a psycho with the dishwasher. Okay. And I'm going to tell you that up front. So when I go to load stuff in the dishwasher, okay, I'm not just opening the dishwasher and doing this. It's when I'm putting my dirty dishes away. I will reorganize the dishwasher because I don't like the way it is. It's just not proper. And here's what I mean by that. If you look at a dishwasher, there are tines everywhere and there's sections out. And that's not happenstance. There's a team. There's a team at Maytag and a team at GE and a team at Thermador. They plan this out. It's strategic. They put those tines there and those dividers there on purpose to maximize the effect of the dishwasher, to maximize capacity, to maximize cleanliness. So all I do is I go, that plate's not right. It's across and diagonal and it should be up. And by the way, you can get more stuff in there the better you do it.
Right.
And the way I do it is where I put stuff where it's all together. So when you unload it, it's incredibly easy. You just grab all the big dishes, you grab all the small dishes, you grab all the forks, you grab all blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so my wife gets very upset when she sees me do this. And she just yelled at me the other day for this.
Are you like wearing a mini mustache and like doing the whole Heil thing when this is going on?
Oh my God. I mean, for you to invoke Adolf Hitler. It's not. And I'm going to tell you what, Omar, this is what I'm going to explain to you. And this is where I need a little bit of self-correction if I need it. I'm going to ask you too if I need it. I do not get upset with her or my kids or anything with how they load it. I do not say you're doing this wrong. I do not say, oh my God. I do not sigh when I open the dishwasher and see it that way. I do not make any comment or negative energy whatsoever. I simply go about my own business and just correct the little things that I see for my own sake, for my own benefit. And by the way, for hers too, if she ends up being the one to unload it, it's actually better that I'm doing that. But she still takes offense to it. Yet I'm not saying, honey, can you do this right? I can't believe I have to keep I never say anything. And so she still gets upset. So I need to understand, should I stop doing this or is this okay? And she's just going to have to live with it. And I'm going to give you a couple examples on the flip side of this that I equate it to that I think are analogous. For example, when my wife does a lot of the laundry, okay? And when my socks, I like my socks to be balled up all the way. And when she just balls them up, she balls them up a little bit so that the ends stick out a lot, right? Again, I say nothing to her, and I just go ahead and ball them up myself when I put them away in my drawer.
You ball up your socks?
Yes, you don't ball up your socks?
I will say one thing. This is
am I nuts? Tell me if I'm nuts here.
Well, maybe this would be a topic for me for another one. But like, if I had to pick between who I'd marry between Josh and Dave, it was so clear to me before, and it's even more clear now. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, you would choose me because now when you unload a dishwasher, your life is so much easier.
Wait, I'm gonna ball up the socks.
Yeah.
You take the two socks and line them up, right?
Yeah.
And you then ball them from all the way down to the bottom.
All the way to the bottom, so it's a ball. So it's an actual ball.
But that stretches it out.
And when you use them, you have to then unwind it.
Yeah, I get it.
Do that? Why wouldn't you fold it in half and lay it flat?
Because I like the way
like they do in the store.
Because I like the way it looks in the drawer when it's all balled up and I can fit more in there properly.
The irony here is that I've never seen Josh ever wearing matching socks in my life.
Get out of here. I never wear unmatched socks. Stop it.
Well, they match. It's just they all are bald.
They're all like
they're all stretched out. Yeah.
But look.
Ball up your socks. That's insane.
No, it's not insane. It's how I like it.
By the way, David, he's not like my father.
But I'm not. But I am not. I am not going back and criticizing. I'm not saying you're doing this wrong. I'm not saying please do it this way. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just doing it on my own time.
Yeah. I'm starting to get angry with you. So here's my 2 cents.
Oh, geez.
This is my thought. If you explain it correctly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just the dishwasher by itself.
Yep.
So she puts the dishes in. You don't say anything. You don't correct her. You just do it yourself. You make it more efficient and
yes,
and better. And so you're helping her in a way.
Yes.
And she's getting mad about it.
Yes.
I think your problem is she no longer loves you. That's my. You have a much bigger problem, my friend. What you're doing is nothing wrong. If she's getting mad, it's because it's probably, and I think I know why. It's not the dishwasher. It's the socks. Balling up your socks is a cycle person thing to do.
But she doesn't see me ball my socks. The dishwasher I can't help but do in front of her because I'm loading my. But I'm not. I do it only David, when I load my dish. Am I?
David, if I can interrupt Josh diatribe. Josh, I always try and think kind of person Josh is, and it hits me. Okay, this is a good metaphor for Josh.
Oh no.
If we're on an airplane, okay, you know how they have when our airplane's about to crash, all those things come down from the top. What are they called?
Yeah, oxygen masks.
Yeah. Josh would grab one quickly, probably before he put one on his wife or his kids, but he would grab one, put it on, And that will give him comfort, because although he really has no control of his destiny, because the plane's going to crash or it is, the mask has nothing to do with anything. But it is a psychosomatic type of exercise, if you will.
That makes absolutely zero sense.
It has zero effect on your safety, the mask coming down.
You're wrong. There's oxygen in there. The cabin pressure changes when you're crashing. That's why the oxygen masks are there. And by the way, you're supposed to put it on yourself first. They tell you that.
My point is that it gives you undue safety and comfort that it actually really does. So similarly, I want to see you use this dishwashing machine at 5 different settings. I bet you can't tell the difference, number one. And number two, I bet you that the water intake or cost don't change either.
You're not listening to me. It's not about the water intake or cost. It's about making it easy to take it out, to unload it, and also so you can load more in. Half the time, stuff stays in the sink because it's loaded improperly, and there's not enough room to put the rest, so it seems. But if you actually arrange it and put it like it's supposed to be, they even tell you in the guide how to load it, by the way. They have instructions on how to load it.
Do you read
it? Yes, I saw it originally. But it tells you something. It doesn't that tell you something? These people made this machine that mashes your dishes for you, and they're telling you this is the optimal way to use it. And you're saying, F you, Maytag.
No, but okay, but so then you're saying in the other scenario you have to do 2 loads.
Yes, so many times where that'll be the case, and there'll be stuff still in the sink when I'm done my dinner and I'm loading my dishes in, and I go, well, I can fit this stuff in. And so I'll start to rearrange it. She goes, just leave it. It's fine. And then I will.
Okay. Besides the socks and these dishes, are there any other things that you force your family to do for you?
I don't, again, you didn't listen to me. I do not force them to do any of this stuff. I do it on my own accord without any complaining, without any negative feedback whatsoever. And that, I think, is a big difference. I'd be a colossal asshole if I constantly chastised my wife or my kids for doing stuff like that.
I agreed.
Yeah.
I think your homework is when you do the dishes, rearrange it, and she goes, just leave it.
Yeah.
Just to say why. Ask her why. And I wonder if she would be like, because the socks, or whatever. It's to be something like it will come up. She shouldn't be upset. She should be happy that you're doing this. But
Thank you. That's my point.
Else. But you have another problem.
So you think? Oh my God! So this is deeper than the dishwasher? Is that what you're telling me?
I think we can take this podcast offline because I think we've got a real nerve here. Yeah.
It's not deeper than the dishwasher. Of course it's not. I actually think that part of her, like, when you travel, you're gone for a while. She misses you complaining about that. It's part of like the, honestly, Josh, one of your best traits is you're kind of a bickerer.
I do bicker. That is true.
Bicker, and it's when you do it in a very warm way, right? I'm sure that's part of your thing. So I think she actually likes it.
Is it the only thing that she criticizes? Like, you have other things? No,
there's little things like my son with the closet in the hall closet for his and his sister's bathroom. When he goes in there to get a towel, he never closes it all the way. Close it all the way. What are you doing? Close the door all the way. I don't understand that. But meanwhile, my wife will yell at him for stuff all the time, or yell at me for little things that I like. If I don't push my chair in, sometimes I forget to push my chair, and I don't do it on purpose. Sometimes I forget to, and she's like, "You don't push your chair in." Well, why does she get to say that to me, but I can't do the dishwasher thing without saying anything to her? I don't get that. Explain that to me.
This sounds like a house of horrors to me. I don't know. I just see doors not closing, drawers not closing.
It's a nightmare.
Not being pushed in. Yes, this is. Oh my goodness. I don't think we push our chairs in. I don't know if anyone would say. Maybe we're just complete slobs. That could be. But
look,
you have.
I like efficiency. I like cleanliness. I like things in order. If you look at my closet, it's not crazy bad, but I have the like shirts together with the other like shirts. I don't mix all my shirts together. It's like for some reason I like order like that.
Have you always been that way?
No, I've always been organized. Let's put it that way. I've never been as.
You never struck me as someone, the way you dress and carry yourself and your posture. You never strike me as something. Yes. I don't know. Ask people. I don't know. David, I'm not kidding.
Omar, you are the king of the backhanded compliment.
Yeah. Really.
Well,
I hear what you're saying.
Like
Look,
quality to your dress.
You're right. I don't need to be impeccably dressed to the nines. I don't like that either. I like to be comfortable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's more efficiency than it is. It's organization and efficiency more than it is cleanliness and stuff like that would go to me looking like completely dapper 24/7, which again, you're right. I don't present myself that way most of the time, except in a professional setting. But that's fine. But I'm all about efficiency. It's efficient. It's got to be efficient.
It's not just order. Is order different than efficient? Like you want to?
Yeah, I think order's different than efficient.
If you had a picture crooked, like you wouldn't let that stand, or
no, I if I walk by a picture and notice it, I adjust it. But so does my wife, by the way, too. She that drives her nuts when she's. But like if there's like a little thing like for example, our dog goes to the front window by our dining room to look out the window, and she puts her paws on the windowsill. Well, that windowsill is getting a little chipped because her paws keep going up there every time. And I see it, and it definitely needs a touch of paint, but I'm like, it doesn't bother me that much. I don't mind. I'm fine with it as is. Yeah, it's cute, and it's whatever. It doesn't matter. No one sees it. Who gives a shit? Like there's certain things like that where like I don't care that like if my bed's not made every day, I don't. If it's not, it's made most days, but some days it's not, and I don't care. I mean, because no one goes up there. My wife and I are the only ones who see it, so who cares? So stuff like that doesn't bother me too much. But I just like organization and efficiency. I don't know what to tell you.
I guess so. I'm the opposite of you. I'm fascinated by the chairs not being pushed in. Like if you get up for dinner and you're like, hey, what are you doing, buddy? Why isn't that chair pushed in, or is that too quick? Like at what point do you?
I don't do that. I'll just, here's the thing. If it's something like that, I just, again, like the dishwasher, I'll just do it without saying anything. Because to me, who cares? I can push in a chair. It's not a big deal. My son leaves the closet door open. I just push it. When I walk by it, I just push it closed. What's no sweat off my back. I don't care.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If I'm doing that and not saying anything to the person, why would the person take offense? That's all I'm saying. And you're saying it's down to love.
I mean, I'm ready to looking forward to the documentary about your household. That'll be on Netflix or HBO. Oh boy. Well,
anyway,
I do think that I think that if you're making the dishwasher more efficient, I agree that you should that should be praised, that you are contributing. Yes, I would say, Omar.
What a nice surprise. What a nice surprise, Dave, to open up a clean dishwasher and go, oh my God, all the forks are together. Boom, pull them out right in the drawer and not have to sort through it like your Rain Man picking up all the toothpicks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But well,
thank you.
When we get to episode 200, I'm sure we'll be following this with much interest to see your family life.
This has been going on for years, by the way. Going on for years. Yeah.
You're like the odd couple. All right. Well, you ready for my?
Yes. Lay it on us.
Quick. So I'll try to complete the circle of. So this story has to do with my wife. So does that count?
It does.
Both my wife and I don't care to go to the dentist. And I don't know if I've discussed this before.
Did he just say both of his wives?
Yes, he said both wives and him don't like going to the dentist.
Both my wife and I. Yeah.
Yes.
Wife,
no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Freudian slip.
Yeah.
No, I'm not Mormon. We both don't like going to the dentist, and it's particularly cavities. And I've had like a ton of cavities. I've had root canal already. I've had a couple bridge. I had a bridge that didn't work, so I had to do a root canal. So I've had. But then I've discovered some along the way that the gas at the dentist works amazingly on me. I don't know if you get the gas, and do you? I mean, it's more than just like I just don't remember. I pass out. I mean, I can think so clearly. when I'm on that gas. It's like I don't know what it is. And we're both like this. We get the gas. It's like it's nirvana for us, and we probably shouldn't be so open about it. I don't. We talk about, I can see where people would do like serious drugs if you could get this at home. So my wife goes and gets a cleaning, and she goes, "Guess what I did today? I went and got a cleaning. I got the gas for the cleaning."
She got gas for a cleaning?
Wow.
Oh my God.
Because she was nervous about, you sit there and if you have a lot of tartar, they scrape and scrape. It's not a pleasant experience.
No, but you don't need gas for it, do you?
Well, it makes an unpleasant experience.
That's true. I'll give you that.
So she said, I went ahead and did that, and I was like,
"Are you gonna wait? Hold on. Like, is the end of the story, or you guys are doing whippets?"
Yeah, that's what's
like you're going to a dead show.
So you bought a tank? You bought a nitrous tank for home?
Yeah, you get a nitrous tank.
Yeah, no, it Tide Pods. That's fine.
Yeah.
So then she said it was great. They said they didn't make a big fuss. They just wheeled the thing in, and it was the best thing I ever had. So then I had to go like literally the next 2 days later. So I woke up and I looked and I was like, oh crap, I got to go to the dentist. I hate going to the dentist. And I'm like one of those people that, tartar's such a problem. Scrape. It feels like it takes forever. So I thought about it and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get the gas. I'm gonna go ahead. And so I called and I said, listen, and I was really awkward, right? Because I had to call and say like, listen, I know my wife did a weird thing and had gas cleaning, and I think I want to do that too. Is that all right? And they're like, sure, that's no problem. So I thought, fine. And it's so embarrassing when I walked in and sat in the chair. I feel like my cleaning person. I felt like it's like saying, I know how like we talked before. I don't want to do that anymore. Like I just want to. I don't want to hear anything about your life.
Oh, you might have gotten a loophole for talking to the hygienist.
Yes.
Oh my God, that just connected from episode 1.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Full circle. Well, so I got the gas, and and before I went like under, or you don't go, I guess, under, but I said, is this guy, I'm kind of embarrassed about this. I said, but I don't like, the scraping. And so my wife said this just makes the whole thing better. And so are you okay that I did this? So I actually verbalized all my insecurities about the whole thing to her. And she said, it's totally fine. She said, in fact, since COVID, we have a ton of people who get the gas for their cleanings now.
Wow.
And I thought,
wow.
Really? And I said, that's really interesting. And she said, well, let me tell you. And I said, no, just give me the gas. I don't want to hear anymore. Just let's get this done. But when I was under, I was thinking about like, I wonder why that is. As I was, flying in a submarine over New York City. Is like, has COVID sort of made us like we no longer want to put up with crap. Like
that's interesting.
Why do we work from home anymore? Like, or I'm sorry, why do we work in the office? I work from home. Like, I don't want to commute anymore. I don't want to, and like we've become, it's like it's sort of opened up in us either we suffered so much we don't want to suffer in other areas because of all this COVID, or have we just sort of like unwound a little bit of the natural order of things, and part of that is just like putting up with crap that now we don't do that anymore. So that now we're getting gas at the dentist every time we go. So I wanted to see, do you think there's something to that?
Wow. So you're looking for a deeper meaning there. Now, look, if you had not told me that the statistics, at least the anecdotal statistics, were that everyone's getting gas, I would have said this has nothing to do with COVID. You just like getting gas. And that's the deal. Yeah, but to find an underlining meaning, that's a really good question. Are people, because there's something to be said, at least for our kids who are school-age kids that have really been affected by this and have just been put into like a shell, and the social aspect has been damaged, especially for younger kids, because they've been, put on behind a laptop screen instead of in person with their classmates. But that doesn't equate to adults who shouldn't have that type of trauma, I think, from lockdown. I don't know the answer to that, if there's something COVID related to that. Omar, do you think there's anything there? I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows? I mean, it could be something. It could be the opposite. I mean, if you're enjoying working from home, it could be working from home is also a nonstop background and distractions around you. It's not people's offices are sometimes a refuge, and if that's no longer a refuge, then they're stuck at home to work. Maybe they want to have a refuge a little bit when they're at the dentist. Maybe that's what it is.
So there's more of an escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that
interesting.
That related too. That's just a escape from everything.
Well, not to equate the two, but alcoholism went up quite a bit during COVID, during lockdown. But that's different. That's during lockdown.
Like, you can kind of do it, and it's not looked upon unfavorably.
No, that's true. It's a society would accept you getting gas.
By the way, this is something that is not. I try to look at the same way dating.
Yeah, no, I don't know. You're gonna have to draw that one up for us. You can't just leave it. You just left it there. You're like, this is kind of like pimento cheese, and then you just shut up. Like, what? I can't draw that line.
Do you want to talk about dating right now, Omar?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Is it like skincare? It's very much like skincare, I think. Yeah. This whole gas. That's a good question, Dave. I don't know what the answer is. Why more? Maybe people are like, you know what? Screw it. I don't care what people think anymore. And I'm just gonna, if that's what I want, that's what I want.
Aren't you groggy for a while?
Yeah.
And that's the part. I mean, I don't know.
Look, I've had gas once, so I've had, unlike you, I've only had one cavity.
Josh, I've had a lot of
very sad day when I got that cavity.
You've had gas more than once.
I have not had gas more than once. I had gas
what's your
once.
Experience with it?
Is when I had a root canal.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. And I was laughing all the way through my root canal. You gave me a mirror so I could watch it. And they're drilling in there, and it's like, it's like they're tickling my feet with a feather. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was great. I actually enjoyed my root canal because of the gas, I think.
Right.
So I had a very good experience with it with the root, but I've never had it since. And I don't think my dentist even offers it. This was when I was in Atlanta when I got that.
Did any of you guys water pick?
No, I don't.
The greatest thing I've ever started doing. I think
floss.
about it all the time. I'm gonna go do it actually after this. I love with like hot water. It feels so nice to my gums.
Why don't you floss? Really? I floss. Just floss.
No, man, it's better. I'm telling you. I've given it as gifts to people. They love it.
It hurts my teeth. Water picks.
Really? You must have very sensitive gums then.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is like, or even like electric toothbrushes. I buy like.
I use an electric toothbrush.
And about like a week later, it's like, my teeth hurt. So
I can't use a regular one now. Now when I travel and I have to bring a regular one, I feel like my teeth aren't the same. They're not as clean. Just because I got that electric one and now I'm addicted to it.
Well,
I love it.
So I mean. On a scale of 1 to 10 for you guys going to the dentist, like for me, without the gas is like a 2 or a 3. I hate it. Do you guys have a?
The dentist doesn't bother me at all. The only thing that bothers me about the dentist is the time it takes to do a routine checkup. I just find that it's way too long. I'm in that chair for like an hour, between the scraping and the cleaning, and then I got to wait for the dentist to come in and do their check, and then if they have to take x-rays, then there's that nonsense. But I have
a question. Do you think that either one of you two numbskulls, because I know that when I go to the dentist, and the doctor, I always have the staff and the nurses laughing the whole time.
But you can't say anything. Their fingers are in your mouth.
No, when you enter the dentist office.
So you're doing a monologue on your way to the chair?
Not a monologue, Joshua. I'm just doing my thing, and everyone's happy. Like, do you think you guys are value-add patients?
Yes, I'm definitely a value-add patient, no question.
No, I bring no joy. It's a depressing experience for everyone involved when I walk in this door. No questions. It starts slow and ends slower. That's my dentist experience.
I like to think I have a quip here or two that I'm not.
I think you probably do. I would think you probably do.
But I'm not doing a whole routine on my way to the chair like you. Whoa. What the hell was that?
The wind blew my door up and then blew it back, and the handle flew off.
Oh, jeez. All right. So the dentist experience for me is actually fine. Even when I have to have something done. For some reason, I don't know why. It just doesn't bother me whatsoever. If they put a shot in my gums, or it doesn't bother me. I don't know why.
Man, really? Oh man,
I love it.
Gums is. Omar,
I actually almost got a gold tooth like 3 months ago. I really wanted to do it, but
which one? The front or the back?
Well, it's over here in my back one, my back molar.
Why would you do that?
Why not?
Have you
seen that movie before, Marathon Man?
Is that Schwarzenegger?
Dustin Hoffman. You guys know that movie?
No.
Is that the bad guy had a gold tooth, didn't he?
No, the bad guy was a dentist during the Holocaust.
Oh.
And he took all the gold teeth.
Right. That's right. That happened in real life.
Yeah, the victims, and he was hoarding it.
Yeah.
But he had these gold teeth.
So
that's why you want to
Yeah,
get
I'm
one?
trying to understand the connection there.
No, because I'm valuable in my mouth. You know what I mean? That's like, it's gold. I don't know. It was just a thought. I didn't do it.
What? Okay.
This is a record. I think Josh has been speechless like 4 or 5 times. I don't know.
You're wearing a gold chain. You have a very fancy Casio calculator watch on. Why do you need more valuable stuff in your crevices or in your body?
That's fair.
You
well,
don't.
Thanks for indulging me. I think there's something to it, but I'll.
That's interesting. I don't know. I don't think there's an obvious connection. Let's put it that way. At least I don't see an obvious connection. Maybe there's something there.
What a great way for our listeners to engage on any of these topics. What's your skincare? Is Josh in trouble? COVID making us get more gas? All these things, we'd love to hear from you. Our email address is friends@fts.media. I think we're wrapping up the show here. How's the recording?
Good. We made a very conscious. We're at the hour mark. We made a very conscious effort, I think, to appeal to more than just male listeners. So I hope that came through. So if there are female listeners out there, and we did a better job of it, and this was more relatable, please let us know.
All right, don't talk. You sound so condescending when you talk like that.
That's not condescending. I actually want to know. What are you talking about?
By the way, look, it's all not. Let's see if we keep it up with the, with this part. But
what part?
Organic. The female-oriented stories angle.
No, we got an email. We're responding to it. Are you that much of a dick that you want to ignore our listeners? Is that what you want to do?
But I think that you guys, both of you, took the opportunity to complain about your wives, which I think was kind of like weird.
No, if you listen properly to my topic and Dave's topic for that matter.
Yeah.
My topic was assessing myself. I want to know if I'm out of place.
I'm just kidding.
And my wife is a pioneer.
And Dave's was, yeah. Dave's wife is the Jackie Robinson of nitrous.
What a perfect note to end on there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and please reach out to us if you feel like it. On behalf of Josh and Omar, have a good weekend. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.